kings from Persian lands are flying to Jordan follow the pointing star.
A reading from the Gospel of Matthew. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may also go and pay him homage." When they heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. Well, in today's gospel, we see something very interesting. Conflicting information from conflicting authorities. So these wise men happened to come upon King Herod and were instructed to return to him so that he could pay homage to the baby Jesus. Now, of course, we know that he did not want to pay homage to baby Jesus. He, in fact, wanted to kill the baby Jesus. And so the Holy Spirit gave them a different direction through a dream and instructed them to not return to Herod, but actually to return to their country through another route. And what's marvelous about that is that these three wise men listened and did exactly as they were instructed. And I wonder how many of us today can say that when we receive instruction from God, that we immediately respond to it by being compliant with that instruction. Boy, would our lives be so different, I believe, if we were that good at listening to God's direction and responding to it immediately. But these magi were men of faith, and they looked for signs from God, such as the star that led them and the information they received in the dream. And I wonder if we spend as much time today looking, actively seeking direction from God. I think that we would be better off if we all did. That way, God could use us as instruments of his love and his peace in a world that so desperately needs that. He needs us to see those who are hurting, those who lack, those who are sick, hungry, injured. He needs us to see those people, and he needs us to respond. And we can only do this by listening to his direction in the first place. So my prayer for us all this day and always is that we would take the time to seek God's will, to listen for it, to hear, and to respond. Amen.